Hello, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a goth makeup style using the Color Therapy app. This type of makeup look emphasizes pale skin, dark lips, and dark eyes. Pair it with pastel hair to complete the look. If you want to follow along with this image, just search for goth in the search box. So first, I'll just start off by tapping to fill in her skin and her hair. So under the Skin Shades palette, select the lightest color for the skin and tap to fill it in. And then choose a pastel color you like from the pastel palette. Set it to gradient. I'm going to use the second color on the top row, and I'm using a radial gradient for her hair and just tapping to fill that in. And then for the clothing and accessories, I'm using black. Now you want to choose a dark color for the lips and eyebrows, as well as the eyeshadow. So under the Hair Shades palette, I'm going to use the first color. It's almost sort of a really, really dark purple. So I'm going to tap to fill in the lips and the eyebrows with that. Let's start by shading the face with the Airbrush tool. Set the size to 50 and opacity at 25. And I'm going to use the 6th color on the top row, so just a little bit of a darker tone, and make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to on. I'll just start by outlining the outer edge of the face, as well as the neck and underneath the chin. And then I'm going to use the second color on the second row and just repeat. So I'm just building up my shadows, and I might bring that just a little bit underneath the eye too. And then the second to last color on the last row, I'm going to repeat one more time. So we're just adding another layer of shadows. Let's blend that with the smear tool. Set the intensity at 100 and the size at 60. And just softly blend in her face so it's a very nice, smooth blend. You can slightly build up the cheekbones a little bit by just pushing and pulling around those shadows. Now let's do a little bit of contouring. So select the lightest color. Let's set the size to 17 and opacity at 80. So you just want to add in some highlights just right underneath the eye above the cheekbones, and then also on the nose too, from the bridge of the nose. You can also add in a tiny bit of blush by setting the size to 60 and the opacity at 20, and then sample the color from the hair. So it's just a pink color. You can just tap in a little bit of blush just to brighten up her cheeks. And then you can continue smearing and blending everything. For the nose, I would recommend you looking at my nose tutorials to show you how to contour the nose. So now let's move on to the eyeshadow. Now let's set the size to 17 and opacity at 24. With that dark purple that we used before, just spray over the eyelid. And I'm going with the curve of the eyelid as well. You can tap the eyeliner in with black. Now we want to add a little black above the eyeliner as well, so go back to the Airbrush tool, set the size to 10 and opacity at 50, and I'm just going to add a little bit of a black thick line just kind of above that eyeliner line we already have. So it's really becoming a smoky look. Now with the smear tool, let's use that and just lower the size to about 20%. We can keep the intensity at 100 and just softly blend in the eyelid so it looks really smooth. You can also bring this corner of the eye just down a little bit so we have a little bit of a curve right below the eye. And then lastly, you want to draw in the eyelashes. So select the pen tool, set the size to 1, and opacity I would do about 90%. And you can just trace the eyelashes. You want to make sure coloring inside the lens mode is off though. And just go ahead and trace what's already there. Now optionally, you can also draw in some dark roots into the hair for realism. I'm going to use the 6th color on the top row of the Hair Shades palette. And you want to use the Airbrush tool for this, so set the size at 30 and opacity at 60. And make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to on, and then you can just start to add in a little bit of dark shadows into the roots of the hair. And then open up the smear tool, just set it to the smallest size, and then you can just drag those shadows down and it will look like more realistic hair roots. For detailed steps on coloring hair, make sure to check out my hyper-realistic hair tutorial. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.